first evaluator is Mr. Ricardo Vasquez, and he will be evaluating Paul. For him, sleep is a chore as his passions come to life. Even when it looks dim, he keeps his head held high and keeps moving forward. Welcome, Mr. Ricardo.
Paul, I think the forte of your speech was the imagery. Paul painted this picture in my head. And for me, a big part of my childhood was reading Rainbow. So watching Paul speak was like going back to 1993. I'll be honest. I felt like I was back in 1993, watching Reading Rainbow. I know, I was watching it back then, yes. In my little cubby in kindergarten, eating my string cheese, watching the host, LeVar Burton, and he was in these random places. So I imagine Paul just sitting out in the street corner, just taking out his books. Oh, and here's this book. Here's this book. Oh, you should read this. And I really felt that. I feel like I was like, wow, I'm back in 1993 watching this again. It was very, very nostalgic, especially with the imagery and the picture that he painted. And it was very conversational. It was so personal that he connected to everyone, and I felt really, really connected, especially when he asked us the questions, and he really brought the audience to his speech. And that was very important, to make it very casual and personal. And there's also a lot of vocal variety that was crafted to the moment. I mean, depending on what book he brought, it was Unix programming, or it was Homer. He really cultivated that to each book, and that was just perhaps amazing. And with the pauses were just, I was hanging on each pause, waiting for him to release the next book, and I knew that each book had its own meaning and purpose. And that was interesting. The visual aids, they invoked humor and a lot of other emotions that were very important to really stress and diversify in a speech. Now, for my brief expostulation, I wasn't clearly sure of the purpose. You talked about life of a bookworm, or what others read, or bookworms in general. So I wasn't sure exactly where you were going. However, it was pretty much defined. But next time, I'll make that very kind of stronger. That's just a brief expostulation. And again, like I was saying, an awesome connection with the audience. I felt so really connected with Paul, and I felt like I was at Reading Rainbow again, enjoying my time, and waiting to read those books, and just excited to be part of that kind of learning community, and really being inspired by all that. Thank you.